One of the most common calls we get are from drivers who have received a call from the hit and run investigative unit asking them to call them back about an accident that's been reported. This can be such a terrifying experience to get a call from law enforcement, and your instincts about being nervous calling them back are trustworthy. You should lean into those instincts. The hit and run investigation unit is usually who is called in when there's been, an accident. Often it's going to be a minor accident with minimal damage. And you'll find that those accidents get reported. They land on the desk of a hit and run investigation unit. And one of the first things that they do when they get this case is going to be to look up the owner of the vehicle and look up their phone number and give them a call and leave them a voicemail saying, "Hey, this is Officer so-and-so from the investigative unit, and please give me a call back. We want to talk about an accident." For a lot of our clients, they know this isn't the first time that they've heard about it. They may have a suspicion. They may know something about the accident that the officer is calling about. And it can be terrifying to be confronted with this option of one terrible option of calling the officer back versus the other terrible option of not calling the officer back and wondering what the outcome will be. So this is where we end up talking to a lot of our clients about what the next steps are. And it's a whole lot easier getting an attorney involved, because once you have an attorney, the attorney can call the officer back. It is important that if you are going to get representation on the case, if you can get representation at this point before you call the officer back. The reason being is it's a standard operating procedure for a lot of these investigative units to get most of their information about the case, most of their confession that they need to move forward with their hit and run charges on the phone with the driver. And as many episodes of Law and Order as you may have seen, I promise you that your heart will be beating so hard and your palms will be sweaty trying to talk to an officer and maintain your composure and calmness and also protecting your rights. That's an overwhelming ask for anyone, even a lawyer. So you should trust your instincts if you are feeling reluctant about calling that investigator back, particularly if there are things that you don't really want to share with that investigator. This is a great opportunity to call a lawyer. And mostly what will happen once we get involved is we intervene. We do all the talking with the investigator. We intervene before, in most cases, whenever we can, before any warrant has been issued, so that nobody has to go to jail and get processed, and rather we can go ahead and receive the documentation from the officer on our client's behalf, and then go ahead and challenge and handle that case in court. But the nice thing about intervening before you call that officer back is you do get an opportunity to protect your rights and protect the information that you may not be ready to disclose yet without consulting a lawyer. Now, not everybody is lucky enough to think of speaking to a lawyer before you get that call. It's so nerve-wracking. A lot of people panic and immediately will respond. It's just a impulse, a normal human impulse to have. So don't beat yourself up if you did talk to them and tell them everything that you had intended to keep private. That's okay. There are still a lot of opportunities for damage control to be done. So I don't want you to throw in the towel just because you may have fallen into that category. We love to help people navigate out of those situations as well. And there are a lot of opportunities for damage control, which is why these are one of our favorite cases to jump in and help people on.